I don't think it's how anyone anticipates the first 6 months of marriage. It's a very alien experience. And it has been difficult. I have been frustrated. I have been upset, and I have been overwhelmed quite a lot. So even without, thinking about the deepfake itself, I haven't been a joy to live with, quite frankly. And I do feel for my husband, but he's very supportive.
Let's just pick up on the pushback that you've had from you mentioned it yourself, from real victims who say it's in poor taste, and that despite warnings from charities, Channel 4 decided to go ahead with it regardless. Now, you speak to victims in the piece, and you've heard about the trauma this experience has caused them, and still decided to go ahead with it. Why?
I completely understand. This is not only a divisive but a deeply distressing thing that can happen, and everybody is going to process that differently. I hear what the victims have said and understand, but we did speak to and have 4 victims involved who thought that this was a powerful way to get our message out there, that it was brave, that it was bold, and it was going to do what ultimately we wanted, which was to encourage people to. We want to advocate for ironclad legislation around this issue. We want to encourage people to foster empathy for the victims. We want better education. We want tech giants to stand up and take notice. I have made me peace with how we've chosen to do these things we set out to do. But I will say I completely understand any sort of pushback. Throughout this documentary, there's not a single moment where I claim to understand what a victim has gone through. And that's certainly not what this experiment set out to do. What it set out to do was highlight this issue, bring much sunlight, much needed conversation, honest discourse to something that is largely going not only unnoticed but untalked about. If we're all having these honest conversations and talking about this stuff more, I think we'll get rid of the shame and stigma that surrounds